Okay.
George Kilpatrick, Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Montanette Murphy is the director of the Human Rights Commission of Syracuse and Onondaga County. And it's an organization that's been around for a minute. And we certainly want to find out how the organization helps the community, helps you, especially around issues of concern when you feel like you are not being treated fairly by your employer, if you will, right? They're here to support you. So, Montanette, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Tell me about the work of the Human Rights Commission of Syracuse and Onondaga County.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to be here. It's good to see you. Thank you for having me. So a little bit about what we do at the Onondaga County Syracuse Human Rights Commission. We're made up of 24 commissioners. At the present time, we have 12 commissioners, but we're adding to our ranks. We're growing. We meet once a month, and we exist to foster and the growth and development of our community. We bring to the table individuals in our community to have important conversations about what's happening in our community. And usually that's a reflection of what's happening in our state, our country, and the world. So we bring together those people, those variables who might have some type of conflict or some type of tension, and we bring them to the table and we have conversations and we talk. Earlier this year, we had a public meeting on I-81, and we tried to get as many voices to the table as possible, the voices that normally don't get the microphone or who don't get invited to the table or to the party. And we had conversations about I-81. So we have those kinds of meetings or public hearings to bring to light those matters in our community that are important but might get overlooked. So we have community members who volunteer their time. We have people, our commissioners are already active in the community. They're doing the work already. So they are boots on the ground in the community doing the work, and just a phenomenal group of people who are just engaged and connected with the community.
I'm glad you mentioned that because it is definitely a grassroots effort. And so how are people, and I said director, commissioner, right, of human rights. Thank you.
Correct. You're executive director of the Human Rights Commission. You got it.
And the commissioners work and report to you. So what kinds of efforts does that involve necessarily?
So most times what we do is we meet, and interestingly enough, we have people who come to us and they want to talk to us about how they can help in the community. For example, at our last meeting, we had the Honorable Judge Julie Cecil, come to our meeting along with another attorney, and they wanted to have conversations about how to make the courts welcoming to people of color, people with disabilities, and also the LGBTQIA plus community. Want to make sure that when people walk in those doors, that it's a welcoming place. It's the kind of place where there's not a wall to break down first. And so that was a conversation we had, and we'll have more conversations with Judge Cecil and other attorneys who are interested in making this court experience a little less impactful. I mean, we know most times when you're going to court, there's probably a serious reason why you're there. Maybe not. Even if you're not, it should be a place where you feel comfortable walking into the doors and you feel comfortable asking questions, or you should have some type of help or direction or assistance. So, that's one conversation that we've had. We're going to be speaking with other groups and agencies who really want to get in the community and make some change, bring about some change. So they usually reach out to us and say, hey, how can we help? Can we come to a meeting? Can we tell you who we are? And can we lock arms and go to work? And so it's usually the people in the community who are coming to us and asking us, what can we do? We want to help. And I think it's because of the tenor of what's been happening in our country.
All right. So the way I recall, people can file complaints, right, about being mistreated at work. They can come if they have concerns about sexual harassment. What are the ways in which people reach out to the Human Rights Commission specifically if they've got concerns?
So we have a New York State Division of Human Rights,
They do that
and
stuff.
that particular entity is a regulatory agency. That agency can compel individuals, businesses, companies to follow the state human rights law.
Hmm.
So when someone calls our office and says, I think I've been discriminated against, or I have a sexual harassment complaint, we direct them to the New York State Division of Human Rights, because that's an agency that can investigate the claims and then offer some type of recompense. So
Hmm.
they're the regulatory agency, and they have the teeth and the muscle to compel companies or businesses or agencies to follow the New York State human rights law. But we serve as a sort of as a traffic cop. We can say, okay, you're going to go in that direction. Here's the number,
Hmm.
here's the address, and here's a name. And in fact, at our next meeting, at our August meeting, Julia Day, who's the regional director for the New York State Division of Human Rights, will be at our meeting answering questions of commissioners and giving us a little bit of definition of what they do.
Yeah, that's very important. What's the date of that meeting? And is it
So
virtual
that's
or is
going
it
to
in person?
be August 18th at 5:30 p.m. And I usually send out a notice to the media and also community members. I can certainly make sure that I get a meeting notice out to you. And
Oh,
what
it's
happens
on.
is,
You're on my list. I see your stuff.
okay, and so what normally happens is I ask people to reply, and when I
Hmm.
get a reply from the individuals, from the community members, I send out that Zoom link so that everyone can attend the meeting. And so they're usually just really great meetings. We have great conversations. We have a very diverse group of commissioners
Hmm.
on the board, the most diverse ever, and we're continuing to add to the ranks. So it's a great time to have everyone come together and have some serious and strong conversations about what's happening in the community.
All right. So you see yourselves as advocacy. You see yourselves as direct traffic cops holding important community conversations like the I-81 project. Right now, I think, isn't the 18th the same day as their hearing as well? Did I have that right?
You might be right. I think I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I think you might be right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So obviously you've been what's the position, does the Human Rights Commission, what's their position on what they're expecting from this I-81 regard to making sure that all voices are heard in the community around I-81?
So what we've been doing as a commission is Lanessa Chaplin, the lead project counsel for the New York Civil Liberties Union,
Hmm.
is a commissioner. So what the commission has decided to do is to bring the microphone to the community. We've asked
Hmm.
them, what do you want? So Lanessa Chaplin, Esquire, got to put that in there.
Right, right.
As an attorney, yeah, she has given the community all of the information they need to make an informed decision about how to speak and what to say as it relates to this particular project. She's given everyone everything they need, the homework that they need to look at so that they can speak about this I-81 project. So it's been more of a process of getting everyone to the table and having them speak out and making sure that they're informed and making sure that they know everything about this project. But that's been the stance. It's been getting people to the table and getting them to the meetings and encouraging them to attend these meetings so that their voices can be heard. That's been the action taken by the commissioners, not necessarily their opinion, but the importance of knowing that the people who are going to be affected by this whole project are heard. We want to make sure that they are heard and listened to.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Talking with Montanette Murphy. She is the executive director of the Human Rights Commission of Syracuse and Onondaga County, and just learning about how the commission is making sure that all voices are heard and included in community conversations. What are the issues that are coming before the commission? What have you seen over the past year, if you will, that bubbling up? I-81 certainly.
I-81 has been one. Reimagining policing, that's
Mhm.
another one. Blueprint 15. There are a number of issues that have been brought to us. The court system, the Justice Center, just how things are running in the Justice Center, also homelessness. There's just a plethora of concerns and issues in our community, and those are the conversations we're having with people in the community. For those individuals who want to take part in those conversations, they attend the commission meetings, the Human Rights Commission meetings, and we have those discussions. And that's the mission of the commission, to have these kind of conversations, whether they're tough conversations, and some of them are tough, they're hard conversations, but everyone is willing to come to the table and talk in a meaningful way to move our community forward. So that's what's exciting. There are tough conversations out there. There are a lot of issues in our community, and they're reflective of what's going on in the nation. But the good news about Onondaga County is everyone wants to come together and figure out how to make change, and how to do this the right way.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm also thinking about, so what are the results of those conversations? How have these conversations moved and made things resolved for the issues that have been brought up?
So a lot of issues that we discuss, let's talk about diversity and inclusion. We have an office that was created in 2020, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. And beneath that umbrella is the Human Rights Commission, the Justice Center Oversight Committee. Also, the Title VI ADA LEP coordinator is under our office, and MWBE. So each of those divisions is addressing the different issues in the community. So let me pick one, the Justice Center. We've got a committee. We have a lot of feedback that we get from the community about matters that are going on in that facility. Well, those committee members directly address those issues and try to bring about change. Homelessness, we have issues where people want to know, how can we care for people who are homeless and who might have mental illnesses, and who might need the kind of treatment and care that they need. We've got Alameen Muhammad, who is a commissioner. He's our connection to give us answers, and he informs commissioners, this is how we go about doing this. This is the right way to do it, or this is what's going to be impactful for individuals in the homeless community. We've got Nadia Hernandez, who's very active in the community, who can connect us with, there's been talk about voter redistricting. She's able to get us the information to community members so that they can make informed decisions and choices about this whole redistricting project. So we've got people on our commission who are doing the work. They're in the community, boots on the ground, who know how to bring about change. They're the ones who didn't wait for the red tape to get cut, or they didn't wait for someone in a corner office to make a decision. They really did the work. They knocked on the doors. They got people together. Can you bring this to the table? Can you do that? And just that type of grassroots efforts has brought about the kind of change that we've seen in our community with the homeless. Also over at the Justice Center, people just volunteering their time and their talents to bring about change. And I hope that's something specific. I hope that answers your question, or if you have something specific.
What I was really looking for is exactly what you just said. Like, for example, I was going to ask you about MWBE, and that did fall under what you described. So I'm glad you painted the picture so that we can see all the different ways that the commission and the Office of DEI in the county is coordinating all of these efforts, because I think that's what people need to know. So the way that people, so what do you need from the community?
Input and their time, their talent. And to be honest, we have a very generous community. I can't tell you the number of people I meet every weekend. Most weekends I'm out in the community meeting folks. It's just my way of being connected to the community. So last weekend I was at a backpack giveaway that was on West Onondaga Street, and there were a number of Black vendors at this particular event. So I went to each table, asking questions, handing out my cards, letting them know that we're available, that this office is open to be that insider or that connection. If they ever have questions, or if they have any direction or any type of information they need, that we're here. And that we're available. So for me, it's just been getting out in the community and letting the community know that we're here, that we too are in the community doing the work. We've got, as I said, Alameen, who is doing the work. We have Rashida Caldwell, whose event we attended this past June, the Let Me Be Great Foundation. We've partnered with a sorority, Zeta Phi Beta sorority. In fact, 2 chapters of Zeta Phi Beta sorority, to kind of get the word out that we're here. We want to help. We are available to do cleanup projects in the community. If someone says, hey, we want to clean up our community, give us a call. We'll get volunteers, commissioners who are willing to come out and help in the community, lend a hand in any way. We were at the National Night Out. We were there, ready to assist. So we want to get in the community, let people know we're here, and we want to get them involved. We want to have them attend the Human Rights Commission meetings and talk to us about what they see, what they hear, what's important to them, what should we be talking about. I think it's important to get the pulse of the community, to find out what's going on in this community and what is important to the community members.
So the meetings are the third Thursday of every month, the third Wednesday of every month?
The third Wednesday.
Third Wednesday of every month. Okay, so this Wednesday, the 18th, will be the meeting at 5:30. Look for an email and sign up for the Zoom. And there's so many different ways for people to get involved. The Human Rights Commission has been around for a long time. I used to be involved in a different capacity back in the day, right? We had when Luke Clark was the executive director of the Human Rights. Now that's way back, right?
Yes.
And then Vivian Moore and I got connected, and of course, oh Lord, man, just lost her.
I wanted to share with you. Yeah, you are going way back. And there's a book, The Human Rights in Syracuse: 2 Memorable Decades.
Yes.
It was something that was published by the county, Onondaga County, and it's a really thick book.
That's a new one. Okay, so how do we get that?
So right now, what we're trying to do is figure out if this is material that can be uploaded to the website. It's very important information, but our county law department is looking into that. But the names that you're mentioning are all in this book, so it's not something that's readily available.
Tell me Linda's name. Linda somebody. Linda, I forgot your last name, but
Linda Hall?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Linda, right, I'm going all the way through. Linda Hall.
Yeah.
And so I work
So you've been entrenched.
Yeah.
You've been in the trenches. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and so just to give you and then Zoe retired at some point. Zoe Cornwall, yes. And Zoe and I, we used to do Straight to the Source, which was the Human Rights Commission's TV show. And when Vivian Moore was the director, I was the co-host. I was the host, along with Butch Charles was the producer.
Yes.
And now we're really going back. Carol Clark was the reporter, and this was when Channel 5 was on James Street back in the day. And we produced a bi-weekly program on Channel 5. We used to switch times with another show called Jewish Journal. And it was really about, again, highlighting the issues in the community. And we did that for a couple of years. And that was with Vivian Moore. So I worked with Zoe, because Zoe was like the producer, and she would line up the people and do the background and all of that stuff. So that's my connection.
That's awesome. I mean, if it were left to me, we'd have every community member joining our meetings, our Human Rights Commission meetings, so we could really hear from the people. And we've got commissioners, as I said, they're entrenched in the community, and they can bring the people.
Yeah.
So it's just, hearing from the folks in the community and getting feedback from them. But it's just it's just a great group of commissioners. And as I said, we're looking to grow our ranks. And we're pretty diverse right now. At just the 12 people, we still have 12 more to go. And so if anyone's interested, they can go to the county website and fill out an application, and then that information is reviewed. But we're doing well trying
You're
to
looking
get
for
into the
people. So
community.
let's put it out there. Let's be direct. You're looking for commissioners.
Yeah, oh yeah, and we've been getting, yes, oh absolutely, we've been getting applications, and we have applications that we've looked at. But yeah, we're looking to grow the ranks and just have the commission look like the people in the community. And
Okay.
so that's what's important to know. And one thing I didn't do, and I should have done this at the top of the conversation, is just I mentioned the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. Part or a function of our office too is to hire or bring within the county workforce ranks people who look like the community. So that's something that's being established, as well as establishing diversity training for all incoming employees. So it's a very busy office. It's exciting. It's an exciting office, a lot to do, a lot to see, a lot of work. But we're interested in the community. We're interested in hearing from the community. We're interested in having the community be a part of what we do.
All right. That's Montanette Murphy, the executive director of the Onondaga County Human Rights Commission, or the Human Rights Commission of Syracuse and Onondaga County. What is the phone number? This is the phone number that I remember from back in the day. 435, area code 315-435. Let's see if I can remember if this is the
Okay,
same number. 3567. Is that it?
that's it.
Wow.
You're good. And that number also is a number, the men and women who are housed at the Justice Center in Jamesville, that's a free call for them. So they can call us anytime, leave a message, or they can talk to me directly. We also have an executive secretary who can field the calls as well and get information from them. But that's the right number. That's the number to call. And we also have another number in addition to the 3567 number. We have 315-435-3565. So that's a good number
3565.
too.
Yeah.
I would invite everyone to visit our website. We have a dynamic website with the pictures of the human rights commissioners. We have a website for the Justice Center Oversight Committee. We have a website for the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, and it's just fantastic. And all of the credit goes to our executive secretary, Johanna Sellers, who has put together just a very interesting website that's informative, that's engaging. And so that, in order, if I could just give the website information and have people, explore the website, take a look at it, click on the links and read the bios of all of the commissioners. They can go to www.ongov, that's ongov.net/human rights / or they could put in Human Rights Commission, Onondaga County, and they'll get us.
Oh,
But there's a
oh,
lot of information to learn.
or as we say, Google is my friend. All right.
Yeah, Google is my best friend.
My best friend. Montanette Murphy, thank you so much. Learning about the Human Rights Commission of Syracuse and Onondaga County, reacquainting ourselves with an institution that's there to provide a voice for all of us. And I mean all of us. Montanette, thank you
Everyone.
for the work you're doing.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Inspiration for the nation.